Hey, what's going on, guys? Logan from Mighty Reptiles here with my dad.
Hi guys.
And we are coming to you guys with the auction lineup for, what is it, July 10th?
Yes.
So, if you guys are on the East Coast and probably sleeping when this actually goes up, it's going to be tomorrow, or this afternoon.
Yeah, it'll be today now.
Yeah. So, it is going to be Tuesday at 5:30 Pacific Standard Time, so Eastern Time that would be 8:30.
Yeah.
And we have 5 snakes and we have 2 geckos for you guys. 2 of the snakes have reserves and both of the geckos have reserves. Just until we really get a feel for how the geckos go in the auction, just because we've only done a small handful. But yeah, we have 1 snake making a return to the auction from last week's because it went unpaid by both first and second place. So it is now back in the auction. And yeah, so let's get right into it after I tell you guys the rules. As of course, as normal, we just do a regular timer system. You guys bet in the comments, and from there we don't do any like timer for how long is the maximum, but it's just when there is 30 seconds between bids, and we do take into account the lag that you guys have, since you guys are about 10 seconds behind us. Then that's when we'll call sold. And if it is generally close, you know, within, you know, by the time our mod goes and puts in the prices, then it's pretty much sold by that point.
Yeah, and for as far as bidding, we do increments of $5. So we can't have a bid for $11 or for $47. It has to be $5, $25, you know, 10, even amounts. So the other thing is we can't do huge jumps in bids. It just becomes really tough for people, and also it's kind of the way our trolls jump in. So $40 limit. So if the bid were, the last bid were 60, you could jump to 100, but 105 wouldn't be allowed. If that happens, we just eliminate that bid. You are completely free to rebid at any point, so don't feel like, oh, you know, you stole my bid. No, you made an illegal bid, just bid again. The exception is when we have reserve snakes, until we get to the reserve amount, which we know you won't know, but you can jump it up as fast as you want. Say we're holding a reserve of 250 and somebody bids 50 and the next guy bids 250. That's a legal one because we haven't hit the reserve yet. From then on, the maximum is 40. That's right. This might sound a little complicated, but it's really not. It works out pretty well. Anything else as far as bidding before we go on?
Nothing as far as bidding goes. Obviously, if you are bidding $10 and the bet's already at, you know, 150, then we try to keep the chat just to the current bidders that are up there. Yeah,
and one other thing, if you do a bid that you think is funny or a joke, that'll probably get you banned for the auction.
Yeah.
Not permanently, but from the auction.
Yeah, there's a nice timeout feature. Yeah,
we just can't. We don't have time for that, and like I said, that's the way trolls have gotten started in the past. So we've been lucky so far. We're gonna try to keep that to a minimum.
So I'm trying to continue on what I was thinking about. Man, I lost it. But shipping is a flat rate of $50 as long as you can fit it in a 12x9x6, which is a pretty decent box. I've actually fit generally about 2,000 grams worth of snakes in that, and that's for $50. And then as soon as that gets filled up, then we are going to require a second box, and then you're going to pay $50 again.
But that's not just for one auction. You could continue to accumulate onto the next auction too. So, you know, if you see 2 or 3 that you really like, yeah, we can fill up a box for you, no problem.
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure that's I'm pretty sure that's it. If you are bidding, you don't have to pay in full right away. However, payment plans are different out of auction than in auction. It is a 50% down, and it's 2 weeks. So the next week, when Tuesday rolls around again, then you're going to need to have another 25%, and then again 25%. And we require payment by Saturday morning. So if you win on Tuesday night and you go all the way to Saturday, then we are going to go to the second place winner. So we do keep track of both of that.
So be ready if you're the second place person. Just because you lost the snake initially doesn't mean you're out entirely, because it does happen where we have somebody fall off. We had it once this last time, but most of the time we don't. But just be ready. You still may have a shot at that snake.
So yeah, now without further ado, let's actually get to the snakes for this auction. All right, so here's the first two. We're gonna go in order. I have the first snake here, and this is the last snake from our first clutch this season. This is a male spider, 100% het for albino, and he's got some very gorgeous sides. I'm gonna be putting a picture up of him, and he's got some very pretty sides that kind of remind me of our calico spider. So if you're looking to create combos where you really want to have high or the white sides show off, this is the guy for you.
Yeah, really pretty boy, and he's really well mannered. Look at him.
Yeah, and he's had all of his meals. I know that sometimes we do have to do a brief pause so that they can get all their meals, but this guy has had 4 meals of mice, so I'm going to be trying to switch him over on rats this next time feeding. So yeah, but I have no doubts that he won't be able to switch over, because he looks for food when you open the tub, but he's still really handleable. But he has had a really strong feeding response, and he's just been great. Not hassle at all.
And did you say he weighs 96 grams?
He does weigh 96 grams. I don't know if I mentioned.
Decent size, not real small. And this little girl is obviously very shy. This is kind of the way she is, a little on the defensive side. Not a striker, she tends to curl up. She has a yellow belly and 177 grams. And we've had her on what size rats? Low crawlers or?
I would call them crawlers or bigger fuzzies.
Yeah.
She hammers them just fine. But she's absolutely gorgeous if you're looking to create ivories, which are all white with black eyes, or if you're looking to make highways or freeways, if you tend towards that one. This girl is a ticket towards it, and yellow belly just kind of is a great enhancer for a lot of genes.
By the way, I have a picture of her where she's not balled up. Yeah. Oh, she's coming out.
That happens.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get on to the next pair. All right, so we actually switched order. For this one, he has the next snake.
She's trying to leave. We have something that you don't often find, a little harder to find, and something people have really clamored for in our auctions. When are you gonna have some clowns? When are you gonna have some pieds? Well, here you go. We got a pied. We have a low white female pied. She weighs 240 grams, so she's well started. She's very low white. You can see the white back by her tail. We'll show it on the close-up shot. She has some really pretty orange on her underbelly side. Very, very pretty. But if you're looking for a low white, or if you're just looking for a breeder female to make whatever kind of pied, here you go. We got one. And
the one thing I like about this girl in particular, she actually has a really pretty pattern that you wouldn't see if she was a higher white pied.
She's got that leopard kind of pattern.
I mean, I guess you'll see it in the picture, but she has some really nice blushed out sides where it really emphasizes that orange. But the one thing that I have learned from talking to different breeders, I actually heard this directly from Unbelievables, our good friend Todd, who vends at all the shows, is that with pieds, the amount of white is not what gets passed down. The amount of white is actually random, but it's the pattern that actually goes, from parent to offspring.
That's right. So regardless of how much white they have, even if it's small saddles, that pattern will show through. And she's a pretty girl.
So yeah, now on to the next one, and this one is a showstopper. This is little Diego Jr., but a female. She was hatched out here in our second clutch. As you guys remember, I mentioned one with the Diego gene. This one definitely has that. It's just, we always say that Diego is part dog, so I always assume that means that he's just kind of, het for canine, and it definitely carried down to this one.
Was this the first one out?
It was. This was the Pipper.
Yeah, our first one out of this clutch. Sorry, we got a fly here.
Her genes are a leopard spider. We are thinking that she's fire/vanilla, but we can't really guarantee it because whereas she does have really bright sides, there's not really that much of a change in pattern or anything like that when you add vanilla or fire to the gene, but we really think that she does. But she's got some very nice bright sides and a really nice dorsal stripe on her, and this girl It's just absolutely friendly. So if you're looking for a fur snake and you want to get a baby rather than one that's well started off, this one will do great for you. However, the one thing with this girl is she is not ready just yet. She has 2 more meals to go, but she is taking meals on her own, and she is almost there. She is 2 away.
So a couple of weeks max.
Yeah.
Plus, she has a great side pattern.
Yes.
See, I mean, you'll have to show that on the close-up, but that's really great. So another one, we got, you know, people are always looking for pied females. They're looking for leopard females too, so here we go.
Yeah, so I know a lot of people have requested something that has an attitude like Diego. Here's literally one of his babies that acts 100% like him.
Did you teach her how to behave?
So yeah, now on to the final snake and the geckos. All right, so we are here with the 2 geckos.
This is gonna be fun. Logan's got 2 geckos together, and I just have the 1 ball python, so this is gonna be a lot for him to manage.
Yeah, things with legs are...
Whoa, see? Got it?
Yeah. Things with legs are difficult.
Yeah, the legs don't help. Okay, so we talked before, the head hypo girl was not picked up the last time, so we're putting her back in the auction again. Normal, 100% head for hypo or ghost, and she's at 113 grams. This girl is very easy, as you can see, and she's pretty too. We'll get a close-up of her. How's she eating now, love?
Fine. Eating great on rat pinks and rat fuzzies. I woke this one up. I had to take it away from its hide, so it is not happy. So to get to this gecko here, this gecko is very special to me, and that's why it has a little bit. We typically have pretty low reserves, but this one's pretty close to what it should go for, and that's just because I love it. This is Little Newt Newt. Does come with a name. This is our first ever hatched out gecko. It wasn't the one that you guys saw on the channel because I started recording after Little Newt Newt actually got a
Is his name really Newt Newt?
Yeah.
Not Newt?
Little Newt Newt.
Okay.
But he is a super hypo tangerine crossed with emerine. So his dark areas are really dark, and then his bright areas are really bright. So I know that sounds like, you know, a little bit of gibberish, because but you'll see he has very pretty bands. I guess I'll show you in the picture.
And his tail is outrageous.
Yeah, and his carrot tail is starting to extend past the 2nd gray band and is actually going into the 3rd band. So he should be very, very pretty, and he's actually really well mannered. But that's just because I hold him all the time, and if he doesn't go for the reserve, he is going to go get a special little tank and he's going to go into my room, more than likely. But he's just awesome. And then the next one we got here
I think he's falling asleep again.
is a little smaller. Oh, I should mention, Little Newt Newt is at 19 grams right now. This little guy, I believe, is at 10, but I can give you guys an official weight on screen. But this one, so far, we can say is a hypo, but it's still in the process of changing its color. It is not a baldy the same way that Little Newt Newt is there, meaning that it has no spots on its head, but it is a hypo, and it's very quickly turning into a super hypo, meaning that it has no dots on its back. And this is the same tangerine emerine cross, but you can see the difference, whereas this guy has a little bit more of the darker side of the orange, whereas Little Newt is just very, very bright. And this guy has just the very start of his carrot tail, and he actually has orange feet, and it's just very, very cute. And this guy is actually, we're probably gonna have to ship you with his hide because he is very much attached to his coconut. There's something about it. We changed hides, he did not like it, so we had to put the coconut back. But very cute little guy, and as you can see, he did tame out as soon as I started giving him a little bit more attention. He was just a little spooked in the beginning. But yeah, both of these guys have reserves on them. Little Newt's is closer to market value, whereas this one is vastly below where it should be. But yeah, they're definitely gonna make some great pets, and they are gorgeous. So yeah, without further ado, that is all for the auction list. We hope you guys enjoyed, and we hope to see you guys there tomorrow / today at 5:30 Pacific Standard Time. So yeah, Tuesday, July 10th. And other than that, we hope to see you guys there. So yeah.